Hello and welcome to the Overly Animated Podcast, where we take animation seriously. We talk everything animation here, including Star versus the Force of Evil, which we'll be getting into right now. I'm Dylan Hysen, and today I'm joined by Michelle Anderer.
Hello.
Sam Quattro.
Hello.
And Alex Bonilla.
Hola.
Today, Michelle, Sam, Alex, and I are getting into Night 2 of star-vember. Today talking Club Snubbed and Stranger Danger. Star vs. the Force of Evil is new every Monday to Thursday for 2 weeks in a row. And we'll be here every night of that, doing podcast recaps. So, to make sure you don't miss anything, subscribe to us at overlyanimated.com or overlyanimated.com/iTunes. Last night we were live on video for the, first day of star-vember, and I thought that went well. No video for this podcast. This is just an audio recap. That'll be for most of the rest of these Star podcasts, but we will have a podcast every night of star-vember, so make sure you don't miss any of that. You can find Club Snubbed and Stranger Danger on the Watch Disney app, I think, and they also aired tonight at 8 p.m., same as the rest of this Star event. So, spoilers for these two episodes. And make sure you've seen them. And night 1 of star-vember, but let's get right into things here. Let's do like general impressions of both episodes. Anything overall thoughts that come to mind, Michelle?
I really liked both of these episodes. I think I was trying to decide which one I liked more because like Stranger Danger is a lot more plot, but honestly, Club Snub had so many like hilarious parts to it. It's really hard to pick for me. I'm really liking season 3 so far. I was a little like, I don't know, the last 2 episodes I was a little concerned, like, oh no, we're gonna have a lot of like ones that don't really do anything, but like, yay, things are happening, plot is moving forward, this is all exciting stuff. So I'm still like pretty hyped for this season so far, and these 2 episodes feel like relatively strong for the season.
Michelle, hype on season 3 and 2 strong entries tonight. Okay. I like that take. That's good. Sam, what are your overall thoughts on these 2?
So I agree that these were 2 strong episodes, both in like different directions. Like what do you call it? The Club Snubbed one, that was a good like character episode with Star and Tom, and figuring out what's going on with them. And then Stranger Danger, of course, was advancing the plot, blah blah blah. However, I don't know, they just didn't really hit me. Like they're not really Sam episodes, quote unquote, I guess. Mm-hmm. Like, while I can like respect where they're going, there's just like no elements that I could really attach myself to in either of those.
Yeah. We'll definitely get into it. I can feel a lot of what you're saying. So yeah, I guess we'll get in depth when we get into the specific episodes. But Sam, thumbs up as well, if not personally connecting to them. Alex, where do you stand on this?
Yeah, I think I'm closer to Sam in recognizing that these are good episodes and that season 3 has been really strong. But comparing them to yesterday's episodes, I feel like that group was stronger than this group personally. Club Snubbed, I like that we're dealing with the relationship a bit more maturely than I thought we were going to. And Stranger Danger, obviously, Eclipsa is welcome anytime she wants to appear in the show for me. But yeah, the humor in Club Snub for me didn't land as much. And Stranger Danger, there were like parts that were funny, parts that weren't. So they were fine episodes, but I don't think they were as good as yesterday's.
Yeah. I think they're a similar level of quality overall. I agree that these are 2 high quality episodes, basically, much like everyone else is saying. But I don't know. I'd take the first episode from yesterday over any of these. But that's just because more
true. Me too. Yeah. I agree.
That's just because I'm more personally connected with it, though, because Starco.
But the most of it was about laundry. That's when I started getting mad. I was like, wait, is this episode literally going to be about chasing that person down for a hoodie? It is. This is what the episode is.
It was the subtext was Starco.
The ending was good when it actually quantified why this mattered at all. But before then,
wow, Michelle coming right out of the gate with the hot takes here. Okay,
laundry is also relatable. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so is breathing, but they don't really, emphasize that a lot on the show. So I don't know, man.
Coming for my throat there.
Jeez, wow.
Sorry.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm expecting strong takes from Michelle on Club Snubbed in particular, but so in our Discord this morning, co-host Steve came right out of the gate with Club Snubbed is the worst episode of Star ever.
That's just patently false.
Why did you say Hey, what do you say about it that he didn't like?
Well, it's because Tom sucks, and we all hate Tom, so that's that's why. That's why. And yeah, and like first watch, I was like, okay, oh my god, I'm not liking this. Like the ending, it's like Tom Star, it's awful. But especially upon rewatch, I think it's a high quality episode. There's a lot of very funny moments, and if I'm trying to distance myself from the shipping, I can appreciate how gorgeous the ending of the episode was. And then Stranger Danger, I think, is it's a very necessary episode. I haven't been blown away by anything this season yet. Like I think February, Starberry, last Battle for Muni and all the previous episodes of Star this year, I think got somewhere special. And I think these 4 episodes have basically been like ABCs of what we should expect this season. Stranger Danger was like an episode quantifying exactly the discourse that we've been having on Eclipsa on this podcast.
Exactly.
So that's very necessary for the show to do that. It just didn't really achieve any heights that there's nothing in particular that I feel the need to immediately comment on. It's all just gonna be like, yeah, okay, we'll see what they do with Eclipsa. It was just like very much a setup episode. So, while I wasn't really blown away, I did think both were pretty high quality episodes. I think I want to, again, much like last night, start with Stranger Danger here, just because it's the more plotty one. I think Star episodes often follow this, although I feel like there have been ones that had the plotty one first and then the filler second. But I think the Eclipsa stuff here, that's clearly what we're mostly going to be getting into in these 2 weeks. So, like I kind of said before, Eclipsa portrayed, as, like Moon trying to tell Star that Eclipsa is pure evil, Star saying, Star like not buying it, and being like, yeah, okay, what else did she do? Which is basically what we've been saying. So I really like that was in the episode itself, but, we don't really get answers here. And Eclipsa's presentation, I think, is really interesting. She comes across as pretty normal. What did you think of that presentation, Michelle, in this episode? Were you liking Eclipsa?
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, when Star was like confronting her mom about Eclipsa, I mean, like, well, like, you're the one who went to her and like she did what you wanted, you made a promise, like you should let her be free. And when she's like, yeah, but like, look what she did to my hand, I don't know, I feel like for her to make the claim that Eclipsa, she makes you do things you don't want to do, and she like gets in your head, I don't think we've actually seen evidence of that. Like, yeah, she didn't tell her the spell was going to have, like, consequences, but that's not the same thing as, like, mind control. So if there is more to it than that, I'm assuming the show is going to explore that, like, piece by piece, little sprinklings through future episodes with Star. And the one thing I'm kind of wondering, it was, like, very quick, but when she's talking to her at the end about, like, the garden, there's a shot where, like, Star's cheek hearts turn into flowers. And then they change back really quickly. And that could just be a weird animation thing, or maybe it's more. So maybe there is some credence to Eclipsa being evil, but like, I don't think we've really seen anything so far, obviously, that legitimately points to like her being sketch.
Yeah, we're very much seeing it from Star's perspective, and Star's seen nothing that would. Yeah, we've just seen no proof that would indicate that Eclipsa is actually doing any of that mind control stuff that Moon says. But yeah, what about just seeing her? I think it was pretty striking. We saw it in some of the promotional material, so it's not like shocking right now, but just seeing
she looks younger. Right, I mean, with her hair down, she looks like she's Star's age, which makes her way more relatable. And yeah, I mean, she seems really chill. She seems like a nice, chill person.
Yeah, she just
likes roses.
She just like the chill aunt, I think, is the presentation here.
Exactly.
Yeah. Sam, what do you think of how Eclipsa came across in this episode?
I think she's chill. I mean, obviously right now she doesn't pose a threat, and this can go one of a few ways. Maybe she's just playing dumb and, acting like a sheep when wolf in sheep's clothing, that's what I meant. Maybe doing something like that, or maybe she's just, completely going to be harmless. Like, she spent hundreds of years in this, like, crystal prison, and now she just wants to live her life. Which I can respect. Maybe she just doesn't want to be quote-unquote evil anymore. Which, I don't know. I like her. I expect good things from her. Go Eclipsa.
Sam's voting for Eclipsa. Okay.
Yeah.
Sam's devoting her Muni. I don't know what you do to
allegiance?
Pledging her allegiance.
Ballot,
yeah, to Eclipsa.
Ballot to
Okay.
Eclipsa.
Yeah. What about you, Alex? Were you interested in the presentation of her this episode?
Oh, definitely. We've been hyped to see Eclipsa for so long. Finally just being a normal character, and it seems we're heading in that direction. At least seeing her a bit more often. I love morally vague characters, and it does seem that we're going to stick with that for a bit because while she's giving off this whole, well, I did dark magic, but it's not like that was actually wrong sort of thing. But also you have the line of Eclipsa can be very convincing, which kind of comes off well with how she handles Star, right? It's just very good at evading questions when necessary, giving her an answer that satisfies her enough. And then at the end, you have the quote-unquote joke, I might corrupt Glossric when I do this. The Star says, oh, that was another joke, right? And she doesn't respond. So just like they're dropping little hints to let you know that this could go either way. I'm leaning to the side that this is going to end up badly for Star in the end. But it's nice to see how well Eclipsa is doing at least hiding whatever is necessary to hide at this point right now.
Yeah. I think there are a lot of subtle things in that last interaction with Star. Is a really well done scene. I think primarily for me, the portrayal of her just as a normal person is really interesting. And like I said, it would have been more striking if we hadn't seen it in some of the promotional material. But, I think that comes across, it like really humanizes her. And before we haven't seen, much of her other than, just kind of being in posters and stuff. And, she seems more like a normal person, although we don't really get any depth to her. I think my main problem with Eclipsa on the show right now, and granted it's been one episode, is that she's supposed to be evil, and we're having a lot of characters telling us she's evil. It's what the show is doing. Like, but I've seen no evidence that would indicate that she is evil, and that's fine. Like, if we're trying to make her ambiguous. But I'm firmly on the side of Eclipsa is not evil because I've just been shown nothing that she would be. Like, I do think clearly we're going to go in a direction where she's like going to betray Star and she's actually ultimately evil. But at this point, the presentation of her in the show, like, I don't believe what Moon's saying. I don't think Moon or the Royals really have credibility for most things they say. I really feel like we should have something that would make me more wary of Eclipsa. Cause as is, I really just want Star to bond with her more. even though
it's fake news.
Yeah.
My response to this is, has this show ever told us that dark magic is used for good at all?
No, but basically
that
Star,
seems like the obvious marker.
Right. She made the dark magic chapter, but I think that it's like what Star said in this episode, and the show's just never presented dark magic as it's never convinced me that it's inherently bad. Like, I get that Moon's hand was corrupted, but I don't see other than just the connotation of like dark magic is evil, like, and it's just like the tropiness of it that the show's never shown anything on how like dark magic corrupts someone, really. I wish we'd seen that.
But keep in mind, this is like the first encounter Star's had with Eclipsa outside of that other time. And I mean, I am starting to agree more with Alex, because Alex is pointing out, like, she's kind of evading questions. That's not like evil, but it's like not entirely helpful and straightforward either. And the fact that Glossric like freaking loves her, and Glosseric's like a baby right now. He's like a little dog who has to go around on a leash or he gets into trouble. And the fact that she knows how to control him, I could see that becoming like a bigger plot point later on, because Star's having trouble doing that. And Glosseric's bond with Eclipsa seems to be pretty strong. And she might not be evil, but morally gray could still like lead to a lot of interesting places. And I would kind of prefer her to like have reasons that make sense for doing things that maybe Star ends up not agreeing with and could be bad for other people. So that's kind of where I'd like to see it go. I would still like to like empathize with Eclipsa, but I could totally see like not agreeing with all of her decisions. But does that make her a good or bad person? Who knows?
Yeah, I want to separate for now what the show is going to do with her, because I think that's kind of a separate discussion. But I don't know. I don't know why I should see her as bad yet. I get that she's being sketched at the end. And I wonder if like, and I think that's the point of this episode, but I also think we're in like a dangerous territory here of it just being frustrating. Like, it's like, really like, give me something that she's done that's bad.
It's doing a good job of putting you in the situation of Star, right?
Exactly,
because she's been fed this propaganda her entire life, and she realizes that part of this isn't based in truth, like with the whole, she ran off with a monster. Like, even she can see, like, that's not enough of a reason. So we're in the same situation as her. Like, we want to know more, and the show is going to show us how Star ends up digging for more as well.
Yeah, it's very much a Steven and Steven Universe situation right now, where we just have frustratingly little information outside of the main character's perspective. I'm just very worried because Eclipsa's portrayal to me is sympathetic right now, and I know that the show is going to do She's Evil in next week. So I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't have spoilers, but like, what else are we doing here? Like,
life is complex and not everybody is
morally gray, as Michelle said, right?
A slow burn kind of thing where like maybe like and the thing is, like, she doesn't trust her though. Like, after she gets her parents to agree to a fair trial, she's like, look, like, this doesn't mean I trust you. You need to answer some questions. Like, I'm still afraid of the things I've been growing up hearing about you. She's not like on board with her. She just like literally doesn't know, and she wants to find out for herself. But it's like, yeah, we don't know what to think. We have speculations, but that's literally like all we have right now. That's part of the fun. This is the first episode. There's going to be more. We're going to figure it out. But like, this is the fun not knowing time. And I like that because it's still the beginning of the season.
Yeah, definitely. But for now, at least I'm fully, in the moment, I'm fully on Team Eclipsa here.
Okay. We got the whole spectrum covered.
Yeah,
then.
Sam, what, Team Eclipsa, Team Moon?
Team Eclipsa. Moon just like creeps me out. I don't like her.
What?
Don't say I don't know. Something about her just like face and like her regalness just, I don't like it.
Regalness can't be trusted.
Yeah, exactly. What have the monarchy ever done for us?
Yeah, well, I think one of the big problems, like I said, is that the Mumin monarchy has been shown to be so not credible.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
In terms of like monster relations, that's very true.
Yeah.
Monsters revolt. Yeah, that's what I say.
So, Alex, are you not Team Eclipsa?
I mean, in a perfect world, I would like Moon and Eclipsa to live next to each other. Moon screaming at Eclipsa every once in a while when she invades her lawn.
Are you shipping Moon and Eclipsa?
No. They're related?
Are they? I guess
I'd like them to be together at family dinners every like 2 weeks or things like that. But no, in this show, I think Moon is going to end up being able to say, I told you so, unfortunately. I want Eclipsa to like have some depth here, like have, as Michelle mentioned, have reason behind doing things that could be deemed evil. So like that would be the best case scenario for how Eclipsa is portrayed here. But I think Moon's going to end up winning this.
I'm really worried about what you said, and I don't know if the show's had a successful morally gray portrayal before. Like, that's the problem. Like, they had a chance. They had a chance with Toffee, and they went full embodiment of evil, and I was really disappointed. And I'm very worried that's going to happen again here with Eclipsa. I'm really not interested in the plot line. Star thinks Eclipsa's good. Star is on Eclipsa's side. Eclipsa tricks Star. Eclipsa's evil. I just really don't want the show to do that. I want a nuanced portrayal into human monster relations. I think
we could get that though. I mean, Eclipsa wanting to marry a monster is like a pretty good like way to tie those things together.
Yeah, we've set it up to get there. Yeah, I think we could do it. I'm skeptical. What do you think we can do it, Michelle?
I would hope so, because that would make the show. I mean, I would like to think that like all these cool bits that the show has going on can merge together in a way that makes sense and feels like earned and thoughtful. That's the dream, right? We'll see. But I think it's possible, certainly. Because like Star's already befriended monsters. So like she gets that about Eclipse in a way that like Moon doesn't. But Moon's starting to think about it too. So we'll see. We'll see. It's going to be my answer to a lot of things.
I don't know if Moon's going to be turned around on this, but
you're not completely, but
yeah. Sam, how are we ending the star-vember? Good Eclipsa, bad Eclipsa?
Neutral Eclipsa. She'll just ride off into the sunset. Be like, okay, bye.
Yeah, I think it's worth considering. Will we even resolve her at the end of this? Because we don't really have another villain set up. So I think that's going to be interesting to track here, just because we like ended Toffee so quick. Like, what else are we even doing after this? But it's too early to say this. We have like 10 episodes, 15 episodes before we end the season. Okay.
Yeah, and Eclipsa was mentioned like once offhandedly in season 2, like with Into the Wand, and she just showed up. Oh, hey, she's important.
Yeah, that's true. Whatever Wednesday, Thursday next week could easily just set up someone else. Okay. Yeah. So we'll see. Okay. So the last Eclipse thing I want to talk about is I was looking for tangibles from Moon, like what makes Eclipsa evil, and the thing that she definitely sees, the thing that she seems to say is she gets into your head. She's very convincing. So
wow, charisma is evil, everybody.
Dun, dun, dun.
Right. Is that just charisma, or is this like mind control? What do you think, Sam?
I don't know. I feel like Eclipsa is just like not as bad as Moon is making her out to be. You know, I think Moon just has all these conspiracy theories, but just because Eclipsa made her arms go black, like, whatever, Moon. Just calm down. Just because
enjoy your black arms. Stop complaining.
I think Eclipsa might be more of like a defense against the dark arts kind of person, you know? Maybe she just like had all that dark arts, dark magic, whatever stuff, because, you know, hey, it's a bad thing and, you know, gotta be aware of it. Don't gotta use it, etc. So I don't know. I think Moon's just paranoid.
Is that a Harry Potter reference from Sam?
Yes.
Wow. I know. That's a first. Oh my god. Yeah. So are we saying Eclipsa is Snape? Is that what we're saying?
No.
I mean,
don't
Snape.
ever.
Don't ever.
Never
Don't
bring Snape into anything ever.
Weren't there other good defense against the dark arts professors?
Yeah, okay, you're making all the Harry Potter fans upset. Yeah, there's a lot. Come on, there's one every year.
Yeah,
I know, but this one was like the good one.
There's a few. The werewolf,
or
right?
are they all just like crap?
No, I don't. I think there's some good ones. Alex, what do you think is where do you think we're going with the Eclipse potential mind control thing? Do you think that this is the main focus of her going forward?
No, I think that was just Star interpreting things a bit too literally. Moon, it says that she gets into your head, but like it goes with her feeling that Eclipsa is a bit manipulative, the same way that her as a young person looking for help, she went directly to Eclipsa. Eclipsa didn't explain things all the way through, and Moon interpreted that as, oh, she should have explained that to me, and so she holds that kind of grudge, maybe. But I think it's more on that line of like how Eclipsa handles people in general to get them to do things rather than it being directly mind control.
Okay, so here's my problem. If that's true and she doesn't like have evil powers, then what makes her evil? It's like her motivations have to be evil ultimately. If it's true that she's bad at all, and the only way that her motivations are evil, because she's the represents the monster stuff, is if she's like monsters bad, evil, oppose humans, and that's not what we're looking for from the Mumin monsters plot, right? Like we want it to be the Mumin royal families mistreating monsters and stuff like that. So, I don't know. I kind of hope it's like something else other than, just that she has an evil outlook on life, because I feel like that leads in bad directions. Does that make sense at all?
Or like maybe a way where she like uses her like politicking skills to get people to like monsters, or something where like she uses her manipulation for positive means, but it gets rejected by people in similar places of power or something along those lines.
Right. I feel like that would not be evil Eclipsa, but I guess people just don't like her being politicking. Yeah. Maybe that's
and that would be a way to get like good Eclipsa, but doing it in the wrong ways or sort of thing.
Okay. Yeah. I hope so.
Well, there are a couple possibilities we can go with Eclipsa here.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing I keep thinking about is just like, oh God, I can't even remember if it was season 1 or 2, but the episode where like there's the Eclipsa chapter in Star's book, right? And they keep being like, oh, she's not ready for that. Oh, it's gonna corrupt her, and it like corrupts Marco like crazy. But Star's fine. And again, like when they were checking her in this episode, and they're like doing all these tests, like, oh, is there any like dark magic like in you? Did you get infected? There seems to be some kind of magical force they're associating with Eclipsa that is so powerful that it can just like contaminate people. And is that legitimate, do you guys think? Or do you think that's another like thing where like, oh, well, she likes the monsters, like maybe she's also just like evil and manipulates people into like thinking that way, and she must have this evil force? Or is there like actually something there that can affect people with like a weaker will than Star?
I definitely think so, because you have like Moon being corrupted with her arm, right? Mm-hmm. But at the same time, we've gotten it fed to us multiple times that Star is like the strongest magic user they've seen since Eclipsa.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that she's the only one who can handle that level of magic.
Yeah.
At least to me, that's the justification.
And the thing about the hand is like she used like a spell, and it makes sense. Like, well, if you want like something that requires a certain amount of effort, there has to be like a reverse like payback for that. in some way. And that was that a spell Eclipsa like made herself, or did she just find out about it because she's been doing all this research on quote unquote dark magic? Because if she just found it, I don't think that really makes her evil. She's just knowledgeable. She's a like magic nerd for evil stuff.
Yeah. I really need more clarity on dark magic. I think the type of stuff Alex saying makes sense, but I don't know. I've seen the show's just been so vague about it. I think it's a potential problem with Star that we've had recurring is that a lot of core mythology stuff is presented very vaguely. But generally, when it's mattered, they've extrapolated upon it. So I hope that that's going to happen here soon with the Eclipsa magic. And I'm sure it will. I think that we'll definitely be getting into that. And I hope it relates to the Dark Star arc that we've been hoping for.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Maybe Star is the villain for next season.
Please, I would be so
only
in.
A smooch from Marco.
Yes,
no,
yes.
No. That was a joke.
That's all we can. Nope. Michelle is in. Confirmed.
So no,
confirmed. It's happening. Okay. I'll reference that back to that when we're talking Tom Star. But less important things from this episode. We talked yesterday about infant Glassrick just reverting back to being a baby, and that's basically how he's presented here, a combination of being a baby and a dog.
A bog.
You know what?
A puppy.
Jeffrey Tambor has like an Emmy or two, and now he's doing this.
He's this.
And now he's saying
God, that's a good point, Sam.
I mean,
This is
Alan
life
Tudyk
now.
voiced a rooster. Disney does anything with voice actors.
Or voice actors will do anything for Disney.
Hey,
I'm not loving this Glassrick portrayal, although I think it was funny.
I thought it was a little bit cute, maybe, but
it is interesting.
I think like the mom Star moments were like kind of cute, but that was the only good thing about this, I would say.
Just old man Glassrick with his white hairy legs just
everywhere.
I will say Glassrick is much more sympathetic in this form, so there's that.
Yeah, he's not really a. That's true.
Yeah, you like him better when he doesn't talk. Shame on you.
Or just says that one word.
Glob Gore, apparently.
Doesn't mean anything. Does not ring any bells to me.
Yep. We'll see what we do with Glassrick as we go along. I think the theory presented yesterday by someone in the chat of him being built back up as Star writes her new spell book, although she doesn't seem to be writing any spells at the moment. But it's possible we tie that into Star going down the dark magic route, and she writes her own chapter with like dark magic and normal magic influences. Like that could be really interesting. I'd really be in on that. Okay. We had the High Commission here. I will say Stranger Danger, very like wacky episode, in terms of humor. The show which for an episode about
Eclipsa was like interesting.
Yeah. I think one of the show's most distinctive things is it has, is interesting humor styles. Sometimes the show's capable of like a horror episode, like the second one yesterday, and then also just like this like slapsticky episode like Stranger Danger. So I think that.
And it kind of fits with the vibe Eclipsa is going for, right? Like, hey, I'm goofy ant.
Right.
I do jokes, you know?
Yeah. I think it makes sense for this episode. I think it worked. Like, I think it's a really well put together episode. The High Commission, decontaminating Star was the source of all that humor. And the I am evil, eye chart. Yeah.
This is rigged.
Yeah. That was like totally an admission.
I was just reading it.
Yeah. Evil fleas. No, those are just regular fleas in Star's hair.
Star has fleas.
Yeah, she doesn't care.
I like this.
I mean, I can relate. I had lice.
The show finally portraying Star's giant hair as realistic. That's what I'd say this is. I think
yes.
Finally.
This is why the laser puppies were a bad idea.
Oh yeah, they're probably from the laser puppies. That's true. Yeah. Don't blame the puppies. Come on.
No,
I blame the puppies.
It's the puppies. The puppies. They got fleas and they gave them the Star. Now Marco probably has fleas too. So.
Oh, Starco fleas. Well, anyway.
Fleas oh my god!
See,
that's when you know you're too deep.
Too deep. Yep.
You ship the fleas.
They're in the head lice.
Ship the fleas. Yeah. We had Romulus yelling, "Are you evil?" at Star a bunch. Yep. That too. Big Romulus. And then Romulus later, one of the evil things Eclipsa did was told Hekapu, I think, that Romulus was annoying. Can you believe it? Says Romulus, and Star said yes.
Oh, yeah.
But my favorite was Hekapu saying, I saw her double dipping the ranch at the royal ball.
Yeah, Hekapu was disturbed by that.
Because double dipping is a royal offense. Nobody should be doing that at public parties.
That fits with human royal code, I would say, at least.
Wow, double dipping. You can get thrown in crystal jail for that, I guess.
Yeah.
You should.
That's the offense. Yeah. Omnitrax heard that.
God, you're going to give everybody mono and gingivitis. It's awful.
And fleas.
And fleas.
Yeah, that's the source of Star's hair fleas. Yep. Not that. Don't blame the laser puppies. Come on. Omnitrax heard she was a pescatarian. That was one of the reasons. And then, he heard she used to eat babies. No, that was Bobibsa, the barbarian baby eater. So these are all the reasons given.
Me.
I thought that would have worked a little better as a reference to like the monster lore that we've gotten, because they've said in the past that monsters have been rumored to eat babies, and it would connect with Eclipsa.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it could have related to something.
It was used as a joke, but like it could have been fit into this somehow.
Yeah.
Well, how would they have gotten the alliteration if it was a monster?
They could have called the monster Bob.
Okay, wait, I don't know if that's alliteration, but
I'm talking about the barbarian part, but anyway.
Yeah. It's okay. I see what we're saying here. I think it was funny, the High Commission being slapsticky like this, but I also am kind of desperate for a serious Hekapu portrayal again. We haven't really gotten that since Running with Scissors, so Romulus is never serious, but we know Hekapu is capable of and Omnitraxis as well. Those were two great episodes, and we haven't seen any of that since then, so I'd like some of that coming up. The slapstick humor was Star with in the trial segment with the due process, and then we believe in a little thing called the justice system, said Star.
Wow.
Does Muni believe in the justice system? Is that a thing? I don't know.
We'll find out.
Human Justice Code. Okay, yeah, I guess we will find out.
If the Magic High Commission is the trial, then can this truly be fair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll have more people.
Yeah. So will we see the trial next episode?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so.
What's the name of the next episode?
We don't need to get into it.
Well then, giving us no crumbs off to go off.
I could pull it back up, but we'll just talk. Let's talk. Let's base it off of the now. Maybe we'll see it at some point, but probably not right away. Okay.
I do want to say that like exiling Eclipsa in that Rose Tower seems to be a good way to say, okay, she's here, but we're not going to go to her very often. It's like, well, when Star wants to visit her, we'll see her, but if not, Star wants to do her own things. We'll just leave Eclipsa off to the side.
Yeah, I guess so. She can just stay there. Sure. I'm interested to see how much. I assume Eclipsa will be like in maybe one more episode this week, and then next week it'll be heavy Eclipsa.
Then she'll die.
I hope not. We already went through this with Toffee. Okay. Let's talk episode 1, Club Snubbed. I can't believe we've gone this long without getting into Tom Star. Tom R? Alex?
What?
What is it?
Tom. Yeah, Tom R. Tar.
We're just going to call it Tom Star. Okay. I don't know. For clarity.
Star Tom.
So, big...
I suggested Lucifer. Lucifer's Morning Star.
Wait, what?
Yeah, because Lucifer is the name of the devil, but it also means star, so, you know.
Oh my God.
I like Stom. Stom is my new ship name for this.
Stom?
Stom.
Yeah, it's better than...
I like that because it's really close to stop.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Alex has given the perspective I have on this. Michelle, we need the Tom Star defense. What did you think of them in this episode?
I'm not okay, guys. Just because I don't love Starco doesn't mean that I love.
It's one or the other. It's one or the other, Michelle. You have to pick one.
There's always a third one.
What's the third one?
The one where they're friends.
That's their thing. Yeah,
that's Starco. That counts as Starco.
No, it does
Starco
not.
encompasses all platonic and romantic interactions.
I was just scared they were going to smooch, and they didn't. But I still had a mini heart attack.
Okay, well, more generally, I think you're a Tom fan, correct?
Yeah, no, Tom's cool.
Yeah, what do you think of Tom in this episode? I think he seemed mostly sympathetic here.
Right, yeah. Like, the fact that he was, like, playing it cool, and Ponyhead was like, oh, he's club snubbing you. You should club snub him back. And so she just gets, like, more and more into it. I thought it was awesome. And then at the end, when he was, like, actually being really chill, And then he like started to flip out because he's still like himself and he still has like huge anger management problems. And then she gets on the cloud and they start fighting. It was just like, this is their actual dynamic. This is like, you know, she wanted a friend and he was being like, he thought he was doing the right thing. But like, I think they're going to reach a place where he can just be her friend and be chill. Although she accidentally told him that she's not involved, which is probably a mistake. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was really chill this episode, and I liked their dynamic a lot.
What do you think? Are they a thing at the end here? They say you get a corn shake sometime, and then Star's like looking at him.
Acknowledge they were a thing before, so like there was already something there to begin with for them to reconsider would not be completely out of nowhere. But I think they're just kind of like, huh, I forgot. This is nice. You're a good dancer. Like that was a good time. Yeah, look, we should hang out. Yeah, you're pretty cool. Okay. That is not a commitment to anything, but I think it's like nice that they can get to that place because so much of it before was her running away and him being really stupid and angry. So I like where they are.
Okay.
I think it's good.
Okay. I think there's a lot of people that agree with you. Let me tell you why I hate this here. So
let's get the shipper's opinion.
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna mention Starco once in this explanation of why I hate this. So the way this episode portrays it is that they're like we're done. Tom's like moving on, even though Star says done with Marco or something, and they're done. But then they're gonna dance anyway because they can move on as friends. And what propels them into this potentially romantic place is like I think what the dance sequence is symbolically portraying is that they have this inherent chemistry. That they can't escape it. It came back. Them dancing with the fire and the butterflies visuals, just represented the spark that they have. And then at the end, it's like reignited Star's interest in Tom because here was this person who she was involved with previously in her life, and he was like, he's not a great person. He was like bad for her, and despite the fact that she thinks that they had this spark, and but she correctly moved, like good for sure, she moved on, and now here we are back, and the spark comes back, and Star's going to revisit this, and Tom is trying to change, but as we saw in this episode, he still has these anger management issues, and he's still probably not good for her. And I just hate that it's like this. The spark is reignited. Tom Star, like this sucks. It sucks. Hate it.
That would be an unfortunate way to read it. I agree.
What am I reading? What am I reading wrong there?
I'm not saying it's wrong. I think that's perfectly valid from everything we've seen so far. That makes total sense. But
yeah, and I'd like to add that, like, when you're talking about like the chemistry, it's interesting that here they were hammering home, like with Manfred and all that. The royalty had expected Tom and Star to be a thing for a long time, and even in the book, there was a little detail where like Tom and Star was expected to be with Tom because they're royalty. So just all the tradition stuff might have helped build that chemistry over time. But also in the show, we've had the whole Star breaking from traditions, not following what royalty usually does. So even though you're right that this was trying to show like this is how things looked back then, but if we continue down this road, I think we are very quickly going to get to a situation where Star realizes that this isn't going to work, and Tom, I think, is mature enough at this stage to also come to a similar conclusion. Yeah. So even if at the end with the would you want to get a corn shake, like if that leads to like one like quote unquote date episode, I don't think it extends beyond that, since I feel that they're both in places where they realize that they don't have to do this.
I totally agree. And like, so like she just wanted a friend. And I think the fact that like, they did the dance, and it's very beautiful, and like the fire and her energy were like in sync. Like you can be in sync with people and still like have a strong connection and not have that be romantic. And I kind of hope that's where the show's going with this. Like I hope Tom can be a supportive like friend force. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I seem to remember like their issue with the relationship before was that he was like kind of controlling and like not fun to be around because he was really jealous all the time. And Star was like, I can't deal with this anymore. This is like not a fun relationship. Bye. And I agree with Alex. I think like Tom is reaching a point where he's not that guy anymore. And he admitted that like, he thought she was dating Marco, so he had totally backed off after that song. And now, like, maybe he'll be interested for, like, a hot second. We'll see. Like, I really hope that isn't what ends up happening. But I think he's willing to take no for an answer, and that's already, like, a kind of a big deal for Tom. And I think he's reaching a place where he can be, like, a good, actual, supportive friend who's, like, there for Star. And he's kind of her only friend who would be there outside of everyone on Earth. So he's kind of who she has to talk to right now. Like, she can't talk to Glosser, really. Or, like, she has Eclipsa, maybe. We'll see. But besides that, she really only has Tom. So I would hope that they could become friends. Yeah. Ponyhead, too.
Kelly.
Yeah, but, like, you know. No, they're on Earth, though.
Kelly's not on Earth, but yeah.
Oh, Kelly's not on Earth. But, like, you know, I would hope that
I get, yeah,
okay.
I think it's a very rosy portrayal of Tom Michelle. Yes, Alex?
Yeah, and just in response to the manipulative part, I do think there's another interpretation here where Tom is still being manipulative, because you have the sad eyes at the end and Star, like, calls him out immediately on it. Then in the middle, his frustration, he says, I was just trying to give you what you want. Like throwing the blame on Star for the situation. So there is definitely an interpretation where Tom is still this personality, and maybe that's what Star will eventually notice, that okay, he's changed a little, but he's still not the person I want to be with.
Yeah, definitely
right. Like I do not want to ship them romantically. Okay. I just hope that like Tom can be less stupid and a better friend, and I don't think he can do that until he stops seeing Star as like not a person, you know, which is a part of the big problem with their relationship, I assume.
Yeah. He
was just like really jealous and didn't trust her.
Yeah, I don't think the episode's doing what Alex is saying, although I think it could do that. Like, I was worried that it was going to do that, but I don't think that the episode itself is doing this. Tom was being manipulative. Anyway, 2 points. One, Tom's logic that him hearing that at the song day that Star's with Marco now is being a big impetus for him moving on is a really sexist mindset.
Yeah, it's not ideal.
It's incredibly problematic, and it's like Star says, "I've told you repeatedly, I'm not interested anymore, and you haven't gotten the message." Oh, but hearing that she's another man's possession now, that's what gets Tom to get it in her head. It's a very typical male in our society mindset, and it's a horrible one. So, like, even though Tom comes across well, I think there's this subtly super sexist element to his logic here.
Yeah, I don't think any of us are saying that Tom comes off as great here.
I would know. I think for the most part he comes across well. This is just kind of a below the surface thing. Like other than his blow up, that's I don't think that's immediately obvious watching the episode. I don't know if they even intended that, to be honest.
Yeah, because the weird part to me is like the reason I like this episode is because they showed good and bad for Tom. Like, I didn't get that they were trying to make him sympathetic, and that's what I liked about the episode. Because in other episodes, Tom is like very one dimensional, but here I did get the feeling that they were trying to do more with his personality. Even
if they didn't intend the sexism thing, then it was then they had the blow up, and they had him being like, I was just trying to let you give you space. So I agree. It's a multifaceted portrayal. 2 is Sam, do you have comments on this?
I don't know. I didn't really see it that way until you just mentioned it. So thank you for opening my eyes to the sexist workings of Tom. Uni and Tom.
Yeah, no, it's because the episode just is not. I don't know if the episode's aware of what I said about that. Yeah,
it's a good point. It could not be aware.
Which is a pretty big problem. But yeah, that's not good. It shouldn't take someone going out with someone else in order to clue you in that they're not interested if they say they're not interested before. Like that, like them saying they're not interested is the important part. It doesn't matter if they're in a relationship or not. Yeah. Okay. True. And number 2, I do think we're not doing Tom Star as like a canon ship. Like this is, I agree with Alex. Like we're going to explore this temporarily. This is part of the Star and Muni arc, but I don't think that's like the point of me not liking this. Like, okay, yes, it'll eventually stop, but I just don't like romanticizing the spark like that I talked about here. Like, I think this is a thing media commonly does, and it's like there's no tangible reason that we've seen why Star and Tom are good for each other than that that she perceives them as having some sort of like connection. And I don't think the show has convinced me at all that they work together like well personality wise, or that he respects her, like other than his one action here with trying to give her space. So just the fact that like we're going to explore them after they've had this spark. I do think it's a very realistic thing, a realistic portrayal of a lot of people could relate to what's happening here. But it's just a further media romanticization of this non-tangible, like kind of illogical male female romantic type thing that's happening. And that's basically a kind of a summation of why I do not like Tom and Star. I feel like that is they are the representation of that. And we like show me why they work together. That's what the show's job is. If we're gonna explore this arc, you need to actually show that Tom and Star have anything going for them. That like the Star is like actually happy with Tom, like and that he provides anything in their interactions that makes her happy.
So you're saying you wish this episode was a flashback?
You're right. I was gonna say.
Yeah, that would have solved all the problems. That's in.
Well, didn't we think it
yeah,
was?
That's in. Yeah, that's in.
We did.
Yeah.
We did think it was. We thought it was like the first time they met or something.
Yes, and it was not. And we're all set. But
we were all in denial for a long time.
It's a really beautiful sequence, though, and I was kind of stunned by the animation of the fire and butterflies intertwining and them dancing. Even though I hated what it stood for, it was still.
It's so pretty, but the message.
Yeah.
You can enjoy how art looks, but not what it represents.
And I will say,
Yes.
I don't think the show has an obligation to. Yeah, okay, we're not going to get that. I don't think the show has an obligation to portray only morally positive things. It can just be Star doing something unhealthy here. I'm just worried that we're further propagating this romanticization of that. I don't know, is the show even going to be aware of this being an unhealthy portrayal? I do think Star, as a show overall, does not only do things that are good. Like, it does not shy away from showing negative, actions and consequences and stuff like that. So I think that could be what we're doing.
I guess Star is also like 14 years old, and there's room to learn.
Right? Yeah,
grow,
it's definitely realistic.
blah, blah,
She's
blah.
14, and it's like this. Tom's like quote unquote the hot guy, right? And like
He's the bad
right.
boy.
He's the bad boy.
Bad.
It's totally
Bad.
realistic. I definitely agree. Like, I don't think I I want what's best for Star. Like, this is not what's best for Star. Okay.
We all
Yeah.
do. We all
do.
So yeah, I think that's going to be interesting. I am open to this portrayal being, you just got to give me more from Tom and Tom and Star, I hope that happens if we're exploring that. Like we said though, there's a lot of, I think this episode's, got a lot going for it other than the Tom Star here. Maybe the highlight is all of these, Mumin royals that we meet. In this episode, besides Ponyhead, Tom, and Star, we have these other 5 prince and princesses. And
including the best prince ever, Prince Rich Pigeon, with his new leg. Oh my god! When Star was dancing with him, I just died. It was just so ridiculous and great.
You love Prince Rich Pigeon, Michelle.
Yeah, he's great. Look at his legs. He's awesome.
Wow.
I'm partial to Dave. I want to know more about Dave. Like,
Dave's
how do you fall in love with the demon lady? Like,
Let's
raising
hold off
Star,
on Dave for a
raising
second.
Tom?
Let's talk about the prince and princesses for now. Well, obviously the highlight of the episode is
I didn't really like the princes. And
Oh, come on.
princesses.
So let's go through
I'll
them.
just come out with
Okay,
that.
so we have Prince Rich Pigeon, who's the most ridiculous one.
He's the best.
Yeah, you like Prince Rich Pigeon, Sam? You
What?
like Rich Pigeon?
Yes, I do. I love him.
Is his
He's
first name
great.
Rich, or is that the family name?
It could be Richard Pigeon.
Oh, you said
it's
Richard.
called
Yeah, they call him Richard.
Yeah.
Okay. That was a stupid gag. There's also Prince Larry Kelpbottom, who Ponyhead says someone came up and hit him with a hottie stick.
I mean, a lot of these lines were really working for me. I thought that was a great
Can I just
line.
say, Ponyhead, this episode and the first episode yesterday, she's been incredible. Like,
Yeah, she's been really
I think this is
good.
peak Ponyhead.
No, I liked Ponyhead in the first episode, but this is why I don't like Ponyhead. Like, manufacturing drama is just something that I just.
I mean, she
can't-
literally
I
says
can't get
drama,
with.
drama.
Yeah, exactly.
She does.
I get your lampshading it, but it's annoying. Like, Star could have
I
gotten
was
there
not
on
annoyed.
her own without Ponyhead
Oh
egging
yeah, she
her
could
on.
have. Star's capable on her own. I agree.
Yeah, Ponyhead and this is what makes me not like the episode as much as the other one. Just Ponyhead
Yeah.
being in the middle of you, just butting.
I see what you're
into
saying.
it.
I don't care though. This is
That's
funny.
understandable. I masculine. I kind of just love Ponyhead for who she is, even though
Let Ponyhead be her destructive, awful self. Come on.
Yes, need people.
I don't
like
need that bad influence around Star.
Okay, that's fair. Actually, that's fair. But Princess Jags, who I guess is the there's like a merfolk people in the book. They talk about this, so I guess that's where she's from. Not much going for Princess Jags. I don't know what to talk about with her. Rock Johansson, Star's cousin, Prince Rock Johansson. Princess Spiderbite. So, can someone explain to me the joke with the Spiderbite family? Because I don't know if I get it.
I don't know.
That they got bitten by spiders.
Yeah, is that it?
They have those big balls on their face.
Yeah. What else is there?
Maybe
And I guess just the idea that they're princess, they're supposed to be royal, but they look that way, and they haven't gotten it healed. Or
It must be genetic if it's the whole family.
I think it might be genetic. Maybe they grew out of the spiders bit something normal, and then they grew out of that and became their own subspecies, which had like a hierarchy. I don't know,
Oh my
but
God.
maybe.
or it's a royal tradition where you have to get bitten by a spider in this kingdom in order to join the family.
Like a sign of strength and tolerance to
Yeah.
violence and poison. Yeah, I could see that.
Maybe one of the crew members just got bitten by a spider, and the writers thought it was funny. And here we go.
And they're like, I have to write these characters. I know what I'm gonna do. Got bitten by that spider last Tuesday.
Okay, these are unsatisfactory explanations. As much as I love the backstory.
I think mine might be closer to that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just a visual gag, I guess. But yeah, and yeah, that's it for the Prince and Princesses. I think as Alex mentioned, probably the highlight is Tom's mom and dad, Rathmelior, and Dave. So
Hey, Dave.
yeah.
Hey. He's like the most normal person.
Right. So yeah, the joke being that she's the devil demon, and then Dave's a normal guy. So you really connected with Dave, Alex.
Yeah, because like he just sits down and River greets him nicely, like, "Hi, Dave. Hi." It's like that's how I enter social situations usually.
We identified with Dave.
Yeah, I just say hi and then I just sit down. And yeah, just like, well, raising Tom, like, and like, are you actually an angry person deep down? I know they get angry later where they like fight over, oh, hey, your son was ignoring my daughter, sort of thing. But like, he seems so chill, and I wonder like if the demon world rubbed off on him, if he already had characteristics, and that's what attracted him to his wife. I don't know.
Behind that.
There's a lot to explore in the character of Dave.
So is Dave a Mumin? Is that what's happening? Is he just?
That would be interesting, right?
Yeah,
Like he just wandered into the depths of hell.
Is he a human?
Beautiful woman.
Like,
yeah.
Like because here's the thing is that Rathmelior is not like presented as like an evil devil. I think she's just an underworld creature,
yeah.
right?
Well, in general, the underworld isn't portrayed as bad here.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just another kingdom on Muni. So Dave, if Dave is a Mumin, they could have just met met at an event like this, I guess. Although Dave.
Well, what if they met at the Blood Moon Ball?
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh.
Maybe.
Alex has begun the Rathmelior X Dave fan fiction. Okay, I like it. Where's the tag? Is it up yet? Or the?
And we can
So
put a
what's the
parallel
name?
with
What's the
Tom
tag?
Star.
Yeah, it's Tom. It's secretly a Tom Starfic. Yep. There you go.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Sam? What do you think of Rathmelior and Dave?
Love Rathmelior. She's the best. I love her like clapping and crying at the end. Dave, I don't know.
Take or leave Dave. Okay.
Oh,
Admittedly, he's
leave
very
him.
normal, so I can understand if you're against.
underwhelmed.
Yeah.
Yeah. What does she see in him? Right? Just maybe because he's normal. Maybe that's why.
That's the great mystery. We don't have to understand it, but
Because
it's
we're all of the
there.
opinion that she's great. So what's the appeal of Dave exactly? Michelle, thoughts on this?
I like them. I want to see more of them. Even if we don't delve into their backstory, I really like the lady, and Dave seems real chill. So, and they're happy. I mean, good. They found why does he not get crap for being with like a monster person?
Ooh, good
but
point.
Eclipsa
Yeah,
does, right? Like they're fine with him, so I
guess
don't
just
know.
because she
Maybe there's
went to
more
he
there.
went to the underworld, I guess, and lives there now.
No, also
Maybe
it
they
doesn't.
met at a taco stand. We don't know.
No, and the weird part is they don't consider people from the underworld monsters
Yeah.
because nobody has a problem Star with Tom.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
True.
So, like, well, what's the distinction there between people who live in the underworld and people who
I
are
feel like
just
this is a
exiled
very
as monsters?
Earth-centric perspective on things, Alex. A very human-centric. Like it doesn't work like that in Muni. Monsters are a specific thing, and then humans are.
I need biological reasons here.
No, it doesn't exist. Okay, it's humans aren't the norm there. You could look like Tom or Star, and that's still like the default. You know, I feel like that's what's being presented. But yeah, it would be interesting if the show got into that more. This concept of club snubbing is the setup for the episode. By the way, this is like clearly a concept in IRL, but I have not heard this term before. This is a very Star term for this.
I thought it was just quote unquote making somebody jealous.
Yeah.
I guess we needed a snappy name for that.
Yep.
Yeah, because snubbing is a word.
The show Star does like the word club, so I guess that makes sense.
I don't think this is like. Never mind.
Okay.
I don't think this is a proper usage of the word snubbing, but
Yeah, whatever. It's just
Well, snubbing is ignoring,
Okay.
and that is basically what's happening. They're
Ponyhead
ignoring
says
each
the
other.
more you ignore somebody, the more they fall deep in love with you. That's like science. That's like scientific or something like that. Yeah.
wow, thanks, Ponyhead.
I think there's an Adventure Time episode that talked about that.
About snubbing?
No, like about ignoring each other. Like there's that whole flame princess thing.
Every show does. It's a destructive trope to continue. Avatar even had this in season 1.
Yeah, with what's her face?
In the fortune teller.
May?
Yeah. So
Not May.
Meng. Yeah. So
Meng.
yeah, it's a thing in a lot of shows. It's obviously not good, but we don't like Star. A lot of times doesn't feel the need to comment on the moralness of things like this. Like it's you get the impression that it's not a real thing, but it doesn't feel the need to go out of its way. Like I guess Ponyhead succeeds at the end, right? Like Ponyhead club snubbed everyone.
All of them,
Yeah.
yes.
So another show would like
strong.
not do that ending because it's like morally bad subversive ending. But Star just goes for the humor moments. But I did like Ponyhead walking out with all the princes. Yeah.
And I will say, I'm glad that they danced with literally everyone. It wasn't like a boy-girl kind of thing. Like, literally everyone got danced with. That made me really happy.
That definitely got my attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, so at first it's just the male-female dances, but then Star dances with Princess Spiderbite and then Princess Jags and then Ponyhead. And some Jags and Spiderbite are dancing. Yeah, so it turns out that you dance with everyone doesn't just mean the heteronormative option, right? It's
But any of the guys,
right, but we did
danced
not
with
see
each
any of the
other,
guys
though.
dancing though. Yeah.
Because it wasn't as interesting. We were watching Star and Star's choices.
Yeah, I mean, it's not if the show hadn't done the male background kiss before, I would say that this falls in line with the animation trend of portraying female, but not male romances.
That's like a whole industry-wide trend, bro.
Well, arguable outside, definitely true in children's animation. Sam and I debated this outside of this, but the thing that Star had mainly done before was the Just Friends male background kiss, so it does have some credibility there. But yeah, this episode is in danger of being conceptually very heteronormative, and it subverted that well there. Although it was kind of just fast in a montage, but that's okay. Yeah, it's other than that, the only other things I have are just some of the funny Ponyhead moments that we've talked about her doing drama to Star, and then try to like
her head was shaking like a horror movie.
It was. It was kind of weird.
Oh
and
man.
then she's like, Star, you're all about breaking up these traditions. Come on. And Star was like smiling at that. And
Isn't that kind of weird that like one of the main characters is a disembodied?
obviously that's
unicorn
weird.
head?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, I mean that's kind of like that kind of makes me uncomfortable. But anyway,
It should. That's the yes.
I say after I watched like the entire.
Yeah. This is it's a character concept that we're just continuing, and we're gonna further go down that rabbit hole soon. But
Where is the rest of her body?
no, there's no other body. Her dad was here, and
How does she
her
go to the
dad was
bathroom?
here, and he neighed disapprovingly at
This is like the cat dog conundrum. How go back?
Okay, stop.
They throw up.
Stop.
Sure.
Stop. What do you mean you're pretty sure? What are you
What do you
basing
mean?
that on?
Who can be positive about that?
Yeah, but pretty sure implies
Nobody
some
knows.
sense of certainty. What have you seen that would imply this from the show?
The show was a long time ago, man.
Did Michelle create
Not a
cat
kid anymore.
dogs?
Yeah, did I? I didn't make the canon.
Okay.
I was just the person who watched it.
All I'll say is that Star was unfamiliar with the concept of a toilet earlier in this series, so
That's true.
so that's all I'll
They
say.
don't have toilets on Muni, according to season 1. Yeah.
They use chamber pots.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just it's a name thing. It's a
Star
colloquial.
says of Tom when Tom is entering sunglasses at night. Classy. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I liked that.
Yeah. Let's do making fun of Tom, please. Oh, and then the other gag was Manfred announcing the dancing, and then at the end, Star snubs Tom by asking Manfred to dance, and he's like,
and he's so
no
excited.
one has ever asked me
He's
to
like,
dance.
Yes, he's like announcing it while he's dancing. He's like, Star chose me. And she's like trying to hold on to him, and he's just announcing the whole time.
Yeah, this felt familiar, just as a gag. Although I think it was very well done. It did feel familiar though.
Coming to ESPN soon.
Dancing.
The whatever this dance is called, coverage.
By the way,
dance is called coverage.
Another Adventure Time connection, since Manfred is the piñata in the castle and Princess Bubblegum that also does announcing.
Yeah,
stuff.
that makes sense. That does not surprise me in the least. Yeah.
Why is Manfred a royal name? Like, we need more Manfreds in the world.
Manfred, it's an uncommon name, I guess, an old-timey uncommon name.
Yeah, we should bring them
Why?
back.
Who are you naming someone Manfred?
All
Why?
man names.
Well, because
Manfred.
they've been held down by all the Mannies. Like, we all shortened them to Manny, but they should be able to spread their wings and become
People
Manfreds.
call Manfred's Manny? I guess so.
Yeah,
I've never been a Manny, so I don't know.
Maybe like a Fred.
Fred would be a good. Okay, anyway.
Fred?
Final thoughts, Michelle, on Club Snubbed and also on the other episode.
It was a good time. Pigeon legs.
That's your takeaway. Okay.
That's my takeaway. No, these were really, really good, and I thought Club Snubbed had a lot of really funny moments, some good character stuff, and Stranger Danger had a kind of goofy vibe, but lots of potential plant seeding for Eclipsa, which is great. I feel fine when we're with Eclipsa. We're gonna get more. I'm not worried. I want to speculate. Speculating's fun, so I'm happy that we don't know what's going to happen with her quite yet.
Yep, not quite yet, but a lot of episodes to go in star-vember to get into Eclipse. Sam, final thoughts here.
That's the fun too.
Thumbs up. Again, not really my specific cup of tea, but it was all right. Cool.
Yep. Cool. Okay,
Cool.
Alex, final thoughts.
After talking this through, I think that Club Snubbed, the highlight is actually the Tom Star interaction. I wasn't as high on it, but now looking through, all the side stuff falls flat to me, but Tom and Star actually talking to each other and dealing with each other, that's the what's most interesting in this episode to me. And Stranger Danger, Eclipsa is nice, but we do agree that there's not very much information. But I'm happy to just let the show take me on the river of wherever Eclipsa wants me to take me.
No, River wasn't.
Yeah,
I guess he was in that episode.
there you go.
Yeah. River, I don't know. He didn't really say anything here. He was fighting with.
Nice pun.
Yeah.
I didn't even.
Yeah.
I wasn't
Okay.
even trying.
So yeah, it's. I think the Tom Star stuff is the big talking point, and of course we analyzed the minor gags to death, and they're not supposed to be. So I think we killed it for Alex. Okay, it's the
Good job.
These were good, solid production values on all these episodes so far, but I'm really looking for that standout episode. I think Star went to another level earlier this year with a bunch of standout episodes, and I'm really waiting for that big one, and hope we're going to chart one soon. Although Scent of a Hoodie, really personally appealing. I don't think it achieves the depths of, we could go back here, any of Just Friends, Baby, Running with Scissors, even a Math Magic. I don't know if we're getting to that level with any of these yet. Hopefully tomorrow with, Demonicism and Sophomore Slump.
Oh wow, that's a spectrum.
Bring out that
Demonicism.
Tom back right away. Okay. I feel like Tom might be in both of these episodes. I'd read the descriptions at some point, but yeah.
Is somebody releasing a second album? What's going on there?
I'm interested. Are they going back to school already? Because that would be interesting, having Marco go to school without.
Oh.
Star.
Yeah,
Still being with
Marco
Jackie.
Jackie episode. Let's do it. Jarko.
Yeah.
Everyone's been waiting for the Jarko episode. Yep. Okay.
And putting that right next to
Yay.
Star Tom, like the,
I will if it's a
Yeah,
Tomko
okay,
episode and then a
show.
Jarko
Okay.
episode,
This is like
I will be not happy. to
Zutara.
find that. Okay.
Tang happening here.
Yay!
Zutara and Tang, that's what's happening.
Yeah. If
Gotta get some
Yeah, if
drama
these are the
in
two
there.
anti-Starco ships, I'm just going to come on and just start screaming in the beginning of the podcast. Okay. Look for that tomorrow at overlyanimated.com. Make sure to subscribe, not miss our future star discussions. YouTube listening there, you can subscribe to us, and also on iTunes, search for Overly Animated Star, overlyanimated.com for all our content, and join in discussion on Discord, overlyanimated.com/Discord. We have a Star Spoilers channel that you can come text chat about. I also blatantly stole the app's star emojis, so you can come use Star Marco and
wow, what a
Ponyhead emojis.
I hope you don't get arrested for that, Dylan.
I mean, I think they might at most tell us to stop, but I don't know. A fair use on emojis.
You admitted your crime.
I did say stole,
And now you're
I
liable.
figurative stealing, Sam.
Well, like Star, we break traditions here.
Way to tie it back,
Okay,
Alex.
yeah.
Good job.
By traditions, you mean the law, but whatever.
yeah. Star breaks the
The
law.
tradition of the law. It is a tradition.
You can also support us via Patreon, patreon.com/overlyanimated. Thank you very much to all our patrons, especially our patron of the podcast, Xavier, aka Podcast Addict, and thanks as always to our patron executive producers, John Ryan, Steve, Alex, and Andy. The busiest week in Overly Animated history continues with more Star, more Ladybug, and all the Steven Universe podcasts coming up at the end of the week. So make sure to not miss any of it at overlyanimated.com. Thanks for listening, guys. We will see you tomorrow for more Star. Bye.
Bye.
Adios.
Bye.